All right. All right. Today is the last module for all of Six Figure Systems. I'm going to be doing some more bonuses, including launching and things like that coming soon. But up until now, this is the last one. And all of the other modules will be released at noon today. So, like everything from the bonuses that exist until now will be done at noon, guest speakers, and we are going to have a nervous system coach come in. Katie Olderman's going to do it. I don't know if you remember her. She was actually in the first round of Six Figure Systems, the mastermind. And the replay from Allison, I need to add to the group because Allison came and talked about podcasting on Thursday of last week. So I'll add that. So actually, to be true, she went over some helpful podcast ways to market your podcast and different things like that. So I think that will be really helpful for you because I know you have a podcast. And I'm actually thinking of starting one as well, which is very exciting. All good stuff on the horizon. And today we're going to be talking about goal setting and envisioning. The last little announcement that I don't want to forget is that I'm going to be posting today about one-on-one calls. So we're going to do another round of one-on-one calls. This is new. And essentially in that one-on-one call, sorry, I'm flipping back and forth today. We are going to go over the monthly eval. So that's where I'm going to have this template with everybody. And it's going to be with marketing, managing lead sales. Where are you at now and where do you want to go? And that's going to be what we're going to be doing in January. I can't believe that like 2024 is like here. Like, God, it feels like COVID has just like made the world so weird. Like it feels like just yesterday I was teaching and I'm like, but also it feels like 10 years ago. I don't know if anyone else feels like that, but crazy. And today we're going to be talking about goal setting and envisioning. So how, again, also timely with the new year to be getting into this. So there are ways that I like to set goals, and I have been thinking about it recently in a way that I think will serve you as well. And then we're actually going to talk about what you want to set for your goals for the next 3 months within the program. And then thinking about the compelling reasons for all the reasons for your brain to get on board and what your future self concept is going to be. And this is a fun one because I think that like a lot of times we lose sight of that future self, and this is a chance for us to like really get back into the future self. So for all of you, when we're thinking about wanting from abundance, what we want to do is we want to think about having your goals be like a cherry on top of an already phenomenal life. And I think a lot of people, when they set goals, they do it from a place of like scarcity and lack, essentially. And I think that if we think about like setting goals from that place, I was actually coaching someone right before this, and we were thinking about like, she was like, oh, I have to catch up. And it's this like feeling of like never being at a good place. And if we're thinking about running your business and setting goals for your business, what happens is if we're doing that from scarcity and insufficiency, your business will start to become a place of resentment. And it'll just be a place where you're like constantly like looking to prove your self-worth, and your inadequacy is just gonna come in because that's all human brains. We are always looking to see that we're not enough. So it's very normal, but we don't want that to become a typical place for your business. So we want to think about actually thinking about all the things that you have already accomplished first, and then setting your goals from a place of this like, oh my gosh, what else could be possible? Like, this is great. My life is already great. And then starting those goals from a place of gratitude and sufficiency. And I was talking, actually, like Rob brought this up last night, and we were talking about how when you are thinking about different goals and things like that, like, and these are his words, so I can't it's different to receive a blessing than to feel blessed or something like that. And I was like, that is a really, it's like feeling thankful outside of yourself versus like actually feeling thankful within yourself. Like it's like thankful for something versus feeling like thankful in general. And so it's like we want to create, I don't know how to say it in a better way. I'm like, that was not very eloquent at all. But it's like, you know what I mean? Setting your goals from this place of gratitude and sufficiency, it just feels so much better when you do it. So that is why we have the want list. And it's like you want to think back on the things that you have always wanted and you already have. Like I have, and like another one that my aunt brought up was that like there was a post floating around and it was like 30% of the world like don't have a roof over their head. And it was like if you have something to eat, like it's like it doesn't have to, sometimes when you're like in a really like deep hole, it's nice to have perspective on like all these things that like you have that maybe other people in the world might not have. Not to dismiss any feelings of stuckness that you might have, but it's like to think about like, okay, I've already accomplished a lot in my life. Where I am at is really, really good. And I want to take it to great in this next round. It's like, this is like my next opportunity for up leveling. And then if you're thinking about like things that you want and don't have just yet, that's the next level. Is like thinking, okay, what do I really want? And what do I not have yet? What would be really fun? And like that ability to want from a place of abundance instead of that place of scarcity is like really, really, really helpful. So you can think about different milestones, relationships, items, experiences, anything like that. And like just reflect on like, ooh, okay, this is awesome. And it'd be really cool. Like one of the things I always say is I'm like, oh, bucket list. I'm like, that would be great. Like that's the way I like to think about the things I want and I don't have yet. I think that can be helpful for you all as well. And again, I want you to think about like what would be again amazing growing from your current capacity. It's like what would be so cool to create in the next couple months? Like what would be awesome? And so that way we can be like, this is my current capacity, and this is already the cherry on top of an already awesome life. And so if we're thinking about like the next 3 months, what would be awesome to earn an X amount of money or an X number of clients? And I think this comes at like a really perfect timing. So this is what I'm gonna ask you in our one-on-one session. What is your new goal for the rest of this like whole mastermind? We've got 3 whole months left. Where are you at with that goal? What would you like? What would it look like? And setting it in the present tense would be great. So coming back to the motivational triad, everyone's favorite. Gotta love the motivational triad because every time that you set a goal, even if it's something that you really, really want, our brains always like to default back to the primitive side where it's like we just want to conserve energy, seek pain, or seek pleasure, avoid pain. So setting goals inherently goes against your subconscious, which runs the show 80% of the time. So what we have to do is flip that on its head and focus on, oh, I thought I had it. The achievement or the accomplishment triad, which is to become energized, seek, avoid regret, and seek fulfillment. I'll put it in the notes. I was like, I'll put it in the notes for today. Yeah, seek fulfillment. I think that's it. I'll put it in the notes. But yeah, so it's like the opposite of this. It's like we want to go for accomplishment. So what we want to have is we want to think about 30 reasons why this is a really important goal for you. Yeah. It is going to keep you from the discomfort of stagnation. So it's like if we're thinking about like what is like a motivator or a driver to help you achieve your goal, that's what we want to be doing here. And these are all steps that are listed that you can go through and like think about like in the 5 steps to goal achievement. I'll talk you through that in a second. But the next thing that you want to do is you want to think about this future self concept. And for those of you that are like life coaches and things like this is something that like I ask myself whenever I do my self coaching every single day. I always ask myself, what would my future self be thinking today? What would my future self be doing today? And what advice would my future self have to give me? And if we're thinking about that new version of you, you're creating a company. It's like this is a company of yours and you are starting it from scratch, which I just think is so cool. Like the fact that we can just decide that we want to start a company and do this, that is just incredible. And I'm so glad that we live somewhere where we are able to do that. And we want to think about like who are you becoming in the next 3 months? These next 3 months are going to pave the way for where you want to be 3 years from now. So for me, what I realize, and this is a shift that I don't have a slide for, but I think will be helpful, is that like I always knew that like once I heard Brooke Castillo, who I went to life coach school to become a life coach, she was like, you can make $1 million. And not for the sake of making $1 million as a coach. It's not just about the money for me, but like just to have that level of impact in the world. I was like, wow, I want to be an agent of change, positive change in the world. I really want to do that. Like, that would be so incredible if I could do that. And for me, that goal always felt really far away. Like, it always felt like, okay, this is like eventually what I want to do with my life. And when I had initially started this business, I was with another partner and I thought by now I would be married and ready to have kids. And that is not the case right now. And I was talking with my friend it was either August or September of this year. And she was like, wouldn't it be better to like, if that is not happening right now, yes, you created a business where you are working less, which is intentional for kids, but that's obviously like not the case right now. So might as well take on some more people, work a little bit more right now, and then you're going to be ready to roll whenever like it's time to go into a different stage of my personal life. And so it's like, I think that a lot of us like the numbers might be far away. And I want you to like think about maybe that version of you that you think is like 3 years from now. For me, I thought that was like my 7 figure self. I thought she was like 5 years from now. And I want you to think about that version of you today. Like I want you to like kind of start stepping into that future version of yourself that you think you're becoming later now. And the reason why I did it is the problem solving for my goals. It's like almost there's this notion that you might be familiar with of impossible goals. And I don't love the sound of that because it sounds like it's like if we're thinking about it, it's like you're already saying it's impossible. Like so that's not ideal when we're trying to set goals. So thinking about like the future goals that you have in a way, it makes your problem solving different. So for instance, like if you want to have a 7 figure business, and you want to hit 6 figures this upcoming year, right? Like if that's like a goal for you, I want you to problem solve at that CEO level for 6 figures right now. So I want to actually like when we meet, another thing that we're going to do is we're going to do the math and we're going to figure out the actual numbers that we need to hit to make those bigger dreams happen now. Like I think a lot of people think that like a 6 figure year happens in December, and a 6 figure year does not happen in December. It starts in January. Like if you need to become the person who makes 6 figures in January to then have it um in December. And the way that like I think a lot of people think about goals is like you just need to do a lot of shit and then you will have the thing and then you will become this. It's like you need to like do like do a ton of marketing and do a ton of presentations to get all this stuff out, then you will have a 6-figure business, and then that's when you become a 6-figure earner. But really, the way that you need to set your goals is you need to be a 6-figure earner first. You need to step into that future self and be like, I am a 6-figure earner right now, no matter what is in my bank account. What does a 6-figure earner think? What does a 6-figure earner do? And what advice does that future version of myself do today? And then when you do that, it's going to have you problem solving at a higher level. So maybe it's like 15 clients at a certain price point every single like week that you're seeing. What you do then is you try and get 15 clients right now. So like for me, every launch now, I'm aiming for 15 one-on-one clients and 32 people in my group. And what I was talking with my friend Olivia about last week was like, it really changes your relationship with goals, because she was like, it would really make me feel so frustrated if I hit like anything less than 32. And I was like, for me, it doesn't feel that way, actually. It's like I'm problem solving to get 32 every time. But the way if I were to shoot for 15, let's say 15 people in this mastermind, I wouldn't do the same things. I wouldn't go as hard every single launch. And if you think about goals like a science experiment, and you're trying to get a certain result, you want to be testing the same variables to get the same result. So essentially, like if I problem solve, if I want the result of 15 clients, I'm going to do, think, and feel differently to hit those 15 than I would for 32. Does that make sense? Like it's like, so it's like I want to be always testing for 32. And if I don't hit 32, no big deal. I'm going to fail every single time until I hit it, but it doesn't mean anything about myself. Like it's like I'm not going to make it mean, oh my God, I only had 15 people in my group and I wanted 32. It means, okay, what was I missing? Like I signed 6 people into this past round of the mastermind, and I'm like, okay, so now I have data to support 6 people. If I do this, my best guess is that I can sign 6 people consistently every single round. Now I'm thinking, what would I need to do to bring in the other 18, 22? Thank you. I was like, I do math within 10 with my children, with my students. So it's like, what would I need to do to bring in those other 22? I'm like, okay. And that's why I started running Facebook ads. I was like, okay, I think it would probably take a little bit of Facebook ads. Maybe my email list would need to be at this number. Maybe I would need to have this many followers. How many people would I need to get on the webinar? And I realized, so currently, it just has you thinking about in more of a game and in more of an experiment, instead of like, oh my gosh, this is like really hard. It's like, okay, what would it take? And so for me, I realized that like I had 36 people sign up for the webinar for the first round. I need to do my conversion rate, but it was like for this past round of the mastermind, I actually had or like for the round that you guys are all in, round 3, the one this is, it was like I had 36 people sign up and then 10 people join. So it was like I have like a 13% conversion rate from that webinar. If we were like think about it like that. So if I can convert at 13%, I would just need 250 people to sign up for the webinar. And I was like, oh, okay. So then I'm like problem solving. How can I get 250 people on a webinar? What are the things that I need to say? How can I look at the data from this launch? And I'm going to do like a little bonus on launching later. But like, how can I look at this data and make it work for me? I'm like, it just makes it more enjoyable. So it's like, that's the kind of thing I want you guys to be thinking about, is like, make the math work and then like just kind of go to work solving the math for the future, not just for the next, like do it for the next smaller goal. And then also think about like the bigger future, like what is this company creating? Like as the leader of this company, what is my goal here? What is this like the larger picture of what I want to create in the world? And how am I creating that? in these next 3 months? What is that going to look like? So super fun. And then what we want to do is we want to plan out with the math the actual ways that you can make this work, if we and we want to make it reasonable. So it's like if you have not had a consistent consult a month, which by the way, I went all of July without a consult at all this year, and I still hit 150. So it's like it is still very, very possible for you to hit your goals. Like even if you don't have consults every month, totally possible. However, what we want to do is we want to think about like what are the possible challenges and how can I make the math work? And like if we have a 0 consult month, what is the plan to make it work? So it's like it's called strategic pessimism. So what we want to do is we want to think negatively ahead of time, be like, okay, what are all the problems that could come up? How can and like thinking about like even when I'm falling super short of the expectations, when life happens and something comes out of the blue and you're just like, wow, that was terrible. Did not expect that. How can we have a plan for when shit hits a fan, essentially, And then when we time it out, you can just move the goals around too. Like, I think we were talking about Monday, hour one, and I think that like the flexibility I have with my schedule, I'm like, oh, this didn't happen, so I just have to move it back to this week. Okay, I'm going to do this and I'm going to move it back. I think that my flexibility with that also has served me with my goals. I'm like, oh, like I thought I was going to hit 200K this year. Didn't. I was like, okay, well, now we're going to just problem solve for that next year. I'm like figuring it out and like making sure that we're in that kind of a place. But I also want to think about like just from that place of like really like enjoying these goals and being creative and just kind of seeing what's coming next. So I kind of just got into this already, but thinking about the strategic pessimism, being like, okay, well, what are all the obstacles? What are all the things that I can foresee right now on December 26th? What is everything that I could foresee happening? And then we want to go through and solve for them ahead of time. And there are going to be 2 problems that are going to come up. There's going to be mindset problems, and then there's going to be tactical problems. So the mindset problems, like this is going to be really hard. We're going to think about, okay, this is what I want to add. It's like I can do hard things, and I really want to do these things to make me grow. We want to add that to this. If you are doing the self-coaching and things like that, add it to the top, and that can be really helpful. There are also going to be like tactical issues. Like I didn't know how to run Facebook ads, so I had to get someone else to help me. I didn't know, trying to think of like other things that like would be tactical things. For the 35 people, I think at that point I can still track, I can still feel confident in myself to be able to like support those clients. However, I do know I am going to need to hire somebody to support eventually. I'm like, that is something that's on the back of my mind. And so I'm like, how can I show them what to do, how to support my clients? I am already feeling like slightly overwhelmed at 10. I'm like, okay, so I either need to make more time in my schedule or I'm going to need to set money aside to hire. But that is it for goals. And I said, I'm so freaking amazed by all of you. I like love you all so much. So this was awesome. Any questions, Demetria, so far? I know you've seen this before, so it was like, are you feeling good? Okay, awesome. So we're gonna go in, if you want to minimize me, and feel free to use this sheet with your clients too, like literally anybody. I'm like, this is not trademarked by any way, shape, or imagination. I don't know where my brain is going with that. I was like, woo! Antibiotics and all of life. I'm like, we're doing great. But I want you to go into the number 13, the goal setting system. And then we're going to click on the 5 steps to goal setting. And then, oh no, I see. Is that you? Are you in it right now? Hold on. If you could leave that, that would be awesome. I need to make it the copy version. So let's exit on out of there. So sorry about that. Okay, now I should have picked up on that right away. Now it should say force a copy. Oh, shit. Okay, hold on. Whoops. Let me get this going. Okay. Share. Remember if it's this. And if you are going into the bonus modules and you see anything like this, please let me know. I was like, I do not want that to happen. Yes, okay, now it should be force a copy. So we're gonna make a copy of the 5 steps to goal setting. Awesome, thank you. Go into your 6-figure systems Google Drive. If you need to make a new folder for goal setting, it'll be 13 goal setting. I'm gonna move it there. Okay. Now I want you to go to your whole Google Drive folder. And I want you to see all of them. So you should have 1 mindset 5-year plan, 2 delivery, 3 marketing, 4 selling, 5 managing networking, 6 presentations, 7 planning, 8 finances, 9 projections, 10 annual plan, 11 monthly checklists, 12 mindset cycles, 13 goal setting. So those you have. If you want to go back in and just make sure, so this one should have like thought work and it should have the 5-year plan. This one should have delivery, feedback and testimonials, the coaching one. This has like some of the blank plans, feedback prompts for marketing, cold, warm, hot, copy creation template, and marketing calendar. I'll go slower, sorry, Demetria. I was like, selling, pre-consult, should have the pre-consult worksheet. Consult calls should have the consult call template that you customized. Not now follow-up payment for post-consult evaluations. And then there should be, sorry, I went too far. For managing and networking, lead tracker, and the networking protocol. Presentations, the script and the concept breakdown. Oh yeah, great. 7 planning. This is where I put the 5-year plan. Whoops. It should just be Monday, hour 1, and the weekly evaluation. Finances, that little financial tracker. Projections, that projection spreadsheet. 10 annual plan. 11 monthly checklist and monthly evaluation, 12 high to low energy cycles, 13 5 steps to goal setting. So you should have all that now. If you want to, again, today at noon, all of these other things are going to get released along with like the podcast one that I'm going to add for you guys. Each one of these, like for website creation with Sydney, there is not for all of them, but for some of them, there are actual other documents. Like there's like for Sydney's website, and you can literally just copy and paste mine. I did this in 45 minutes with a client 2 weeks ago. So like you can go through and do this. You literally copy and paste what I have on my website and feel free to use it. But I want to have a place for you to store those. So if you want to create a new folder, 14 for the bonus systems. And I said 14 bonus systems and I made it green. If you want to color code like me. And then 15 for guest speaker notes. Anything that you wanted to, that's where the website creation would be. The bonus systems, like, I don't know if there are any actual, yeah, for QuickBooks, there's a protocol. Oh, and I need to go in and edit this because this is not forcing a copy. Oops. Again, if that happens, please, please, please let me know. I do not want you to see any of that. If you need to submit me as a tax deduction, here's the Six Figure Systems W-9. So if your accountant needs that, feel free to send this to them. And if you are a tax deduction for a company, like to be sure you would be a tax deduction, if a company decided to hire you, you can give them your W-9. And what I would recommend for this one is like doing your EIN, your employer identification number, instead of just handing out your social security. That would not be great. But you can, but I think that'd be easier. How to organize your Google Drive, where to get a Google business account, like ideal client questions, like these are all things that are in here. Acuity scheduling, just really helpful. Finances, Chat GPT, that was really, really helpful. And then networking with Jewel, those things won't be editing. Editable. But those are just other resources for you guys. So very exciting. Coming back to the 5 steps to goal setting, what we did today is, and if you want to make those and then just log out, I was like, the only other thing is the things that you could have had at the beginning would be the progress tracker. If you want to put your progress tracker in there so you can like see how far you've come, and the notes if you take any notes for our session. So that's what those two are. But from there, come on back if you need to. And I just want to review the 5 steps to goal setting. So the way I did it is like, this is a list of wants, things that I want and already have. And I would say like, I have 2 adorable kittens. Like I've always wanted kittens. And I'm like, I love them so much. And I could say bonus for Jax. It's like, and I have a puppy. I never really wanted a puppy, but I am very happy to have a puppy. I'm like, so cool that I have this in my life, you know? And it's like, I have a business that's made 6 figures. That's like really cool for me. I'm like, that's pretty neat. So you want to go through and list a bunch of those. Then over here, it's like, you can either say like, I want to have, or like, I will create a 7-figure plus business. Like that's another more powerful way to say it. If you are doing this activity with yourself or with your clients. I will have kids. And it just creates that motivation of like determination. Like, come hell or high water, I would like to have children in my lifetime. And I'm like, I don't care if I have to adopt, I don't care if I'm IVF-ing, but that's something I really would like to have in my lifetime. So I want you guys to think about like, what is your goal for the next 3 months? And I want you to think about your goal for 2024 overall, and then like further out. Like that's why we do like the 5-year plan at the beginning. It's like I want you to think about like what would I really like to create in my lifetime. So within the next 3 months, I'm thinking about March of 2024. It's like I'm going to create, like, I would like to sign 32 people on this next launch. I'm like, okay, it's like that's my goal for this next launch. I'm like, so within the next 3 months, I'm gonna try and figure out, and it's gonna be a very quick turnaround. So I know that like I do March and then May. Those are like the 2 start times. So I'm gonna be like, the timeline is 3 months, measurable, 32 people. And the present tense is gonna be like, the way that I say it is like I put it right, I will sign 32, and I'm gonna make it 35 people in this 5th launch. So you can think about like that, like I will sign these amount of people. The vision, I'm picturing myself, like I'm picturing maybe not having to doing all those consults. And like this past round, I I actually signed a niece, one of the people in the mastermind, without even doing a consult. I was like, that was awesome. I did a consult with her back in July. And so I'm like picturing like all these people, and like this is where you can get a little woo if you want, and like really like sit with yourself and be like, okay, I'm seeing all these people booking. They're all setting, I can see like the 250 people registering for the webinar. And I am seeing them booking consults. I also, for me, I'm like, I just did a consult last week and she's gonna do the group. And I was like, I can see them booking consults like way ahead of time to join. I can see them like seeing my like marketing and getting really excited about it, seeing pictures of you guys oh, we didn't take a picture today. I was like, we should take a picture, even though it's just the 2 of us. We totally should. And then like being really excited and like joining in. And this is what I'm constraining to just this, and I'm committing to it. You don't actually need to put anything for C, E, or F. It's just like kind of like what you want to be thinking about. And then I'm thinking about like 30 reasons why this is really important for me. So for me, it's like, I know I have the capacity to serve 35 people at a time. I know they could really use or need these systems to help them grow. It's like, so listing out all those reasons, it's really helpful. And then I'm picturing that version of me that signs 35 people in a launch, like 35 people in pretty much like 5 days. And I'm like, who is that version of me? I'm like, what? And I like to think about like that future version of me. And the easiest thing, like, you can think about like the emotions that come up for you. And it's like, she's like really like strong, powerful, positive. Like I'm picturing her being like, I don't know if anyone's familiar with like Edie Wadsworth, but I love her. And she's just like this like force of like positivity and just like kindness and love. And like every time I like look at her feed, I just feel so happy. And I'm like, I want to be like that. I want to be the kind of person that like people are just like so like joyful. Like that's another word that comes to mind. I'm like, those are the kind of like emotions that come up for me. And then I think about like, what kind of stuff is she wearing? Like, how does she show up? Like, what does she look like? And I'm like, I feel like she is like always looking put together, not too much, like not like in a way that like is like she can still have her hair like wet on some of the calls and it's okay, but she's like put together. And I think about like you can think about like the outfits and stuff, and you can literally like start to wear those kind of outfits today. I would highly recommend it. I think it's like very helpful. Um, the other thing is like if I'm thinking about the structure of my business as a whole, I'm like, what does my business look like? And I would say like easily like going for these 15 clients a week, like I feel like it's like very easily managed. Also feeling like just the back end, like it's like that I have time. But because like right now I do feel like a little like crunched on time, like I haven't felt in a while. And being like I've got time for more of the back end of my business stuff. So it's like I'm planning my marketing way in advance. It's like I'm hiring a VA in January, aka in like 4 days. So I'm like, should probably like know that. I'm like, there's this cool, like, if anyone is looking to hire somebody eventually, um, there's a really cool service that I just learned about where it's like a matchmaking thing. It's free, and this lady just like sends you people who would be a good fit for you. So it's like she's like, here are like she's like a database and they like pay her to like become trained as a VA. And then she's like, here are 5 people I think would be a good fit for you. And you go over their resumes and like hire them. I'm like, so cool. So that's what I'm gonna be utilizing the next couple days. But like I'm just seeing like my whole team working really well. And like I'm also gonna start doing a webinar a month, just kind of like to get more content on my website that is like free business related content. Um, I actually had someone reach out to me and they did this social media strategy website, which is webinar, which was like one of the first ones that I did to position myself as like a business coach. And it was from 2 years ago. And she's like, I was able to make my marketing calendar in 15 minutes because of this. I was like, oh my God, that's like awesome. So I want to get more free content out there. Probably gonna start that dang podcast. Like I'm like picturing myself like doing that in a very joyful way and not the way I just said that. I'm like when I'm thinking about that vision, that new version of me is really happy about this podcast. And I'm like, it's just smarter. I'm like, I'm already making this content for my Facebook group. So I'm like, might as well repurpose it. It did sound heavy. I was like, yep. So it's like, I am going to create a podcast and it's going to be great. And it's going to be fun. I'm picturing more people in my Facebook group. Like, I'm like seeing the people in my Facebook group being more active. I had this thought that like I want to be the person that people are like starting to come to for advice, like for social media and stuff. I think a big self-conscious shift for me is like I did this weekend where I went with my friend Olivia down to Savannah, Georgia last 2 weeks ago. And I was definitely like the lowest earner in the group. And yet, like, they were all coming to me for social media advice. And I was like, oh, like I can be a leader. Like, and I like actually like led this like whole thing that we did to like film stuff. And so it's like, I'm gonna say like a leader is like another word. Like it's like I'm leading the industry. Like I am a thought leader that people want to listen to. Gross. But that's the kind of way that I want you guys to be thinking. Like, what does that new version of you look like? It's like, would I want to have more people doing this? Would I want for you to meet here? I'm thinking like, do you want to have more people that are like in your Facebook group? Do you want more people buying that your planner? It's like what would that look like? How many more people, So like then we can get like even like clearer and being like, okay, how much time do I want for the back end of my business? It's like, do I want to have at least like 4 hours a week? where I can just like casually plan, feel really good about that. I also like planning for my marketing in advance. I want to do a month in advance. Like I want to get test all of January's content by the end of the week. So I'm like, I really want to make sure this happens. I want to have that VA hired by the end of January. And this is where having that annual plan can come in handy. So you can go back to your annual plan at this time and you can think about your goals. And I'm going to be like, it's like, for my reoccurring processes, I know I'm going on a ski trip. I know that I'm going on a coaching trip. And I know that I am coaching trip and Rob's parents are coming. I know that I have a baby shower. Like just random stuff that I'm like want to make sure that I put in. But I also want to make sure, and we're also going to learn German because we're like hopefully moving to Germany. I have a feeling that this is going to be filled with a little bit of like wedding stuff. I don't know. Like leaving it kind of open. It has not happened yet. Of course, you guys will be the first to know. Like I'd be like so excited. I'll share everything with you guys, but nothing yet. But for my business, that's where I want to be like thinking about like another like thing for our personal life is like we really want to have um the bathroom. We want to renovate I want to get the popcorn ceiling off and we want to repaint the house. So it's like there's some remodeling that needs to happen. So it's like kitchen, painting, and I want to do it all in one. I want to make sure it's like all in one. Kitchen, painting, and popcorn. So it's like if I know that's something that I wanted to create this year as I'm thinking about my goals, here's what I would not do. So it's like I looked at it, I was like, April seems reasonable if I've got my personal life mapped out. I'm like, that seems pretty good, pretty reasonable. But you know what I'm not thinking about is how I'm launching. And I'm launching back to back. These are the months that I launched. So I'm like, if you were to look at that, is that the best time for me to be doing all these house renovations? No. So I do need to move that. And I would need to like put that it's like I would probably want to put that in like June or July. Because there's like after everyone joins, I do the one-on-one calls and it's a lot of onboarding. So it's like just making sure I've got all that planned out. Oh, and the whole reason I brought this up is I was like, this is like hire VA. That's like a miscellaneous thing that I want to do that's like important, but it doesn't really fit in like the results. And it's like I want to stay at consistent 15 clients. It's like I want to build a wait list for one-on-one. I want to book out through it's like I'm actually want to book out through March so I don't have to worry about one-on-one clients. So that's fill 5 spots. And I know that for my projections and all this stuff that I did. And I want to build a wait list with 5 people for one-on-one. So you can start to think about like these things that like you're putting on it's like, okay, 4 hours a week, that's going to be like more in like the weekly plan, but like 15 clients a week, that I also want to make sure I'm covering for that. Hiring the VA by January. I want to start my podcast by February. So it's like, I'm going to put it's like, I would put that actually probably in miscellaneous podcast. And then it's like, create marketing a month out. So it's like that's to test. That would be like a reoccurring process that I'd want to create. And I'm also not gonna I'm gonna try to get so it's like with the hiring the VA, it's like I want to prep for the podcast here so that I've got episodes to come out all the way through here. So that way I don't have to be like launching my podcast and have this going on all at the same time. So I've got that like kind of like who I'm becoming. And then if I do like what would my future self be thinking? It's like this is just like daily work that I do. I'm like, I'm picturing her and it's like, what is she thinking? I'm on it and this is what the people are looking for. And what my future self be doing is like intentionally planning, looking at my annual plan and being really like systematic with these shifts. And then what advice would my future self have to give me is like the work you're doing today sets us up 10 years from now. It all works out. Thank you for putting the time in now. So that it would be what my future self would want to tell me. For the obstacles, for the tactical stuff, it's like I don't know how to do a podcast. So I'm gonna like the obstacle would be tactical, and I'm gonna call my friend Cam. Be like, Cam, you walk me through this? Or Allison. I might talk with either of them. Cam is who I did my podcast with last time, and he has another podcast. So I'm gonna be like, hey, friend, help. That'd be great. The other mindset issue I can already feel coming up is like this is gonna be a lot of work. It's like this is all just a system. I created a system for launching, and I'll create systems to run the team / podcast too. And that's it. And that was a lot. How are you feeling? Let's do some coaching and get into it.
Okie dokie.
Like, let me pull up our notes. Also, everyone should have gotten a Starbucks card, but what happened is my bank thought it was fraud because I'd sent like all these people a Starbucks card. So it shut down my account, and then Starbucks itself wasn't sending stuff. So I sent half before yesterday, and then I sent the other half yesterday. So sorry in advance. And if anyone did not get a Starbucks card, please let me know and I will send you a Starbucks card. But Demetria, what would do? First off, with a win, how are things going? And then let's get into it.
Okay, when I feel like things are going really well with my podcast. I feel good about it, which I was in kind of a heavy place with it before. So that's why I could identify with that. I'm going to start a podcast.
I'm so proud. I'm gonna call you for some tips too. I'm gonna be like, hey.
Well, and I need to listen to
Allison.
I need to listen to, yes. I don't know where I was, but I couldn't listen to that. I couldn't join that. I really wanted to. So I need to go back and listen to that.
It's all
I
good.
definitely want to.
She needs to send me the slides and like the resources, but here, I'll show you what it looks like. So it's in here and I just need to send it to you guys. So she gave a ton of things. So she was like, here are the hosting platforms, here's the replay. There are different mic sources, but there are different mics, but like these are that's the mic I use. And she was saying that like Chat GPT actually gives really good show notes. And I was like, oh, didn't know that. But I was like, that's great. That's a good idea. And then Claude apparently it's actually Claude, like CLAU. I don't know if you've ever heard of it. I need to edit that. CLAU, like it's like a name. Claude. Okay. And then video, if you are taking videos, to be true, I think I talked to you about this before, but the Video AI, have you ever used that?
I use Descript, which has like video kind of editing it now has AI, so it's
Okay.
doing my show notes and stuff like that. So
Oh,
really kind
awesome.
of, yeah.
What's it called? Descript?
Descript.
Descript.
hmm
Oh, that's awesome. Is it similar to video AI where it like makes reels for you?
It will cut out some things. I've figured out the last couple of weeks. I've put in some like little reels and things like that. Um,
That's
it
awesome.
it's easy to do in there. Yeah.
Do you have to pay for it?
Yes.
How much? If you don't mind me asking.
I think it's
I think video AI is like 30 a month.
okay. It's an annual thing. I should know. I
That's
think
okay.
it's like 200 for the year, I think.
Okay. I was like, and it does all the editing and stuff for you too.
Yeah, when you do it, but it's like editing a document, which makes it super easy. And it
That's great.
transcribes while you're going.
We love this.
Um, yeah, I do love it. Like it has made it very easy for me on this end, being a total novice.
Yeah. Well, that's the
Um,
thing. It's like if you're already doing it, you don't need to record a
mhm,
separate reel. It's like
right.
it's super easy.
Let me see if I can look at the pricing really quickly. Uh, I mean, there's a lot that it can do that I'm not taking advantage of just because I haven't made time to go through and learn. But they have videos and things like that.
It's awesome.
Yeah, let me see if I
Thank you
can
for
see the
sharing that.
pricing.
I
Absolutely.
appreciate
So
it.
the pro is 24 a month, so 288. The creator, which I
Wow.
think is what I have, is $12 a month, so 144 for the year.
That is great. I
Yeah,
love that.
it's pretty handy.
Because
And you
I have
can just
not
do
taught video AI,
audio.
so I might buy Descript instead.
Yeah. You can just do audio, you can do audio and video, all kinds of things. So
You know, Teresia also is going to hopefully start a podcast soon as well, and I'll tell her to get Descript
okay,
done. So really cool. Thank you for that.
absolutely. I don't think they have an affiliate link. If I find one, I may send it to you guys.
Yeah, that'd be
But
great.
I don't know that they have one or not. But anyway, even if they don't, I love it. So
I am here for
so
it.
that's what my win is. Like I feel good about that. I'm doing them unscripted. Like I feel better about that, right? I feel more natural on video. They're not polished and professional and blah blah blah, but I think they're more relatable. I'm
I think
really
so.
working on just relaxing and doing things my way and kind of stepping into that. So that's kind of where I am. I redid my LCS directory kind of profile or whatever, my info in the LCS
Great.
directory. And I'm updating just a little bit. I'm updating things and nothing's really changing. I feel like I'm honing in even more because I feel like I can't put my hand on where the disconnect is, where like I feel like I have everything together, but the people still aren't coming. So I'm like, something about me is not coming across, not saying it correctly. So I'm trying to be more authentic, really hone in on who I'm trying to help. And like I know who I'm trying to help, midlife women or women 30 to 60. I don't know, because it's been
Mhm.
kind of that age group. And I'm just trying to help them take their life to that next level, get the thing that they really want. So I feel good in all of that.
I've got an idea for you.
And I'm just trying to convey it all and bring the people in. So,
Yeah. So this is something that I have been thinking about recently too. And just like a shift, like for the way that you're thinking about it too, is like
mhm,
this is something like do you notice how you're like, something's missing? It's like the kind of just that vibe of like something's missing.
right.
I I hear you. And I think that like coming from the energy of something's missing is usually fairly like frustrating. And like, so it's like, does it feel like it's like, does it feel like really good when you think that, or does it feel like disempowering?
Um, it feels like I need to, it feels,
Does it feel curious and like excited, or does it feel like frustrating and like I'm banging my head against the wall?
I would say, neither one of those. Like it feels like
Okay.
there's an urgency or a need, like
Okay.
that I have to do something. Like I need to do more. I I feel spurred into action. Like what is
Okay.
that feeling?
I was like,
You know?
does it feel like it's, and not because there are good and bad things, but like, does it
Mm,
feel like more positive momentum or like negative momentum?
that changes. It kind of
Okay,
depends,
okay, that's
right?
fair.
So yeah, so sometimes it feels positive and sometimes I'm like, oh crap.
Yeah,
So
okay, so just
yeah.
like a thought shift is like whenever I'm feeling like that urgency, like that like pressure, it's like
Mm,
it doesn't always feel like it's like we just don't want to like create a business from that place of pressure. You know, it's like it doesn't
right,
always feel great. So
right.
within that, if we could shift it to like it's like I need to do more. It's like to me like it's like I want to do more or like something like it's like I'm ready to do more. That feels a little bit more like did
Mm.
like because if you think about this thought, I need to do more, what emotion does that feel? Like is that the urgency feeling?
I need to do more. Yes. And I guess you're right. Because thinking about like, I need to do more might feel frustrating because I feel like I've done a lot.
Yeah.
So you're right. Yeah.
So it's like I just wanted to catch this. This is like a
Mm,
quick one. Because if we think about that thought, like I need to do more, it's like and you feeling frustrated, what are you doing from that place?
mm. A lot of ruminating
Yeah.
because, yeah, a lot because I'm like,
Uh,
okay, well then what? Yeah.
yeah. It's like kind of like catastrophizing. Like it's like I'm already doing so much. Do I have to add more?
Mm.
Um, and it's when does this come up? What is your do you have a goal for a number of clients or like
Yeah. So my goal for this quarter that
huh?
we're ending was to add 5 people.
Okay.
I added one.
Mhm.
I mean, I know it's not over. Like they could all come in the
Hell
next couple of
no.
days. Yeah.
Exactly. But it's like when you think about like the fact that you added one, what comes up here?
Um, and actions. I would say that's probably like spinning. Like, okay, what else can I do? What else can I do?
Mhm.
And actions. When I think about it, I added one.
Okay, this is interesting. What are you not doing when you're thinking you need to do, I need to do more and feeling frustrated?
I don't know if I'm not being probably as consistent with everything.
Interesting. Like what? What kind of like falls?
Postings, um, I would say posting and
Yeah.
emails, although they've been better, but not like as consistent.
Yeah. And literally what I was talking about today, it's like, so it's like, that's close to 5. I was like, this thought I need to do more undermines your ability to create more. I was like, sorry, I think someone came with an order. And I was like, what? But it's like, so we're thinking about like that what I was saying before is like, okay, so your brain thinks this thought I need to do more is really helping. And what's happening is I think it's just like creating this spin cycle of unhelpfulness. That's like not moving your business forward. And so we can be like, brain, thank you for that thought. I need to do more. Your problem solving, just to know, we just want to shift your problem solving in a different way. So your brain's like, I need
Okay.
to do more so I can have the 5 clients. And then I will become the kind of person that attracts clients. Versus what if I just do the same things and I become this badass thought leader that everybody wants to hire, and I do the same things that I'm doing, like don't add more, add the same, it's like do like you're thinking you need to do more, but then you're gonna do the same things, but just at a energetic quality that's like
Mhm.
really clear, and then you'll attract those 5 people.
Right.
So of course,
So
does that make sense?
it does. So I'm really working on the B. Like I
Mhm.
feel like because I am sorry, I need to switch out my doohickeys. But I
Mhm.
like I am trying to be like more confident, relaxed, and authentic with what I'm saying, who I'm being, to try to get to that place. You
Mhm.
know what I mean? Like
Oh yeah.
I do think that is where I am. I'm gonna say lacking. Um, so that's what I've been working on.
Well, and if we're thinking about like, so this, this, it's like, I think that you are emulating that, and now we need to get into their thoughts. So it's like,
Okay.
this is something that, so this girl, Krista, who I love and would recommend for anybody, I'm like, in the future, when you want to do ads, this is what she was talking to me about. And like, this is what I want to actually like take some time and think about for you. It's like, I want you to see yourself as like this thought leader that like people just like are drawn to. You know what I mean? And
Mhm.
if we're thinking about like, I think it's like I was talking with some people about this, and I'm like, it's not the smartest person, is not the most experienced person. It is someone that is like hungry to help people. Those are the people that are getting ahead right now. Um, and it's interesting because this energy that you're building your business, I think is like some of the most, it's the most interesting and powerful time to have a service-based business right now, because I think that we thought that the pandemic was really like a hit to like people, and like I think a lot of businesses actually did better that were service-based businesses in the
Mhm.
pandemic.
Mhm.
And now I think that what we're noticing is that we're actually hitting the real like economic recession that it's like we're experiencing. So it's like we've I think it's like now it's like, oh, it's a different shot. Like we can't just like we gotta go to people and we gotta talk to the people. And I'm sure she'll share about this pretty publicly, but like Stacy, who runs, for everyone who doesn't know, she is my business coach for the past 2 years, and she runs 2K and 200K. Her business got cut in half this year. Like she literally, and I think there are like 14 people on 200K this round instead of like the typical 120. So it's like yeah, crazy. Like I and like she shared about that, and I was like, wow. And I think she'll share about it pretty publicly. I don't know what she's gonna do. She might relaunch it. I think she's gonna lower the price. I think she's got a lot of changes that are coming. But it's like essentially you're learning how to grow your business in the best time to grow a business, because I think this is where we got to get like really creative and hungry and be like, okay, it's like I want to help 5 people. It's like I am in this energy to bring 5 people in right now. They really want this. This is the most important thing they want to invest their money in right now. Like, this is the program for them. Curate Your Life is the program they have to join right now. Do you see the difference in that energy? That's like, you've got to be in here. It's the best thing
Yes.
ever.
Yes.
I think that you've been in the energy of like relaxed and like, but I think this is a different energy. What is this energy? Like, if I was like the hungry, like I'm ready, what is that energy of that leader?
That's maybe that's urgent. Like that energy, I think is probably
Like
urgent.
urgent for them. Like
Yeah.
urgent, yeah, it's
Yeah.
like for them. What is the thought that creates urgency for them? It's kind of like meta. It's like what do you want them? It's like literally like what do you want people to think immediately when they land on your Instagram to make that urgency feeling? You've been also, by the way, your marketing has been so much more powerful. Do you feel it like
I
you
feel
like
I
on it?
feel better about it. Yeah, I do. I feel better
It looks
about it.
really good. It's like you've been like the time is now. This is like it's like that
Right.
I think is like really that's the kind of marketing that's converting right now.
Mm.
What is them feeling?
I think they're feeling so I'm thinking I feel like they're thinking something has to change is their thought. So
And how can you be like, I am your solution for the something that needs to change? What
right.
thoughts do you need to have about yourself? Like, I want you to be feeling like powerful, determined. Like, what are the emotions that come up for you when you are thinking about being this thought leader for them?
Hopeful is what come like I'm like, yes, I want to. Well, my thought is like, oh, I want to be that person for them. And
Okay,
so I
okay.
think
So
I
what if
need to,
I am that person for them? What does that
yeah,
create? Instead of hopeful, what is that?
that feels powerful.
Can you feel powerful in your body? Like it's like, can you actually like feel like where do you feel powerful?
I think that's like right here, like in my like shoulders
Yeah.
back, chest up.
Yeah,
And
it's
I
like
feel
it's literally like it's like yes, I am that leader. Like there's this cartoon for kids called Veggie Tales, and like it's very random, but like there's this episode where there's a cucumber that becomes a superhero, and he's like, I am that hero, and it's like that's exactly what I'm doing. It's like I am that hero. It's like yes, it's like I want to be like just this like leader. It's like if I
right.
want to lead you right now. This is why I was thinking like the bigger goal can also help. It's like I run a 6-figure business. I am doing the damn thing. Like it's like yes, like that energy of like you need to work with me right now. It's the best
Hmm.
you'll ever invest in. These next 3 months are going to change your fucking life. Like I what are your thoughts then? If I say stuff like that, like
I know. I'm like, it's doubt. I think,
I knew it. I was like, there's some why? What is the doubt? I was like,
well,
Demetra. I was like,
I think they're gonna be like, well, what? Who is she? How is she gonna do that? And so obviously that's what I'm thinking.
Hmm.
Yeah.
So who is she? Let's answer that. What's the limiting belief? And then we can switch it to a more empowering one.
Oh, that. I mean, that's it. Like, who is she? Like, what has she done? But I've done a lot.
What? Tell me what you've done.
Started this business, managed presidents for 23 years, um, made rodeo board, chaired a big committee for 3 or 4 years. Um, I've overcome some big personal stuff. Yeah, and I mean, I've kept like smiling and going and being positive during most of that time. I mean, and yeah, like I started this. I got certified. I started a business. I sold my house and moved and did the thing that I wanted to do.
That sounds like
And yeah, I'm traveling like I want to travel. Like so much that I'm like, well, I might need to stay home a little bit.
yeah. Oh, girl, preaching to the choir. But I'm like, literally, like, do you see? What are your thoughts about yourself now that you see that? What are your new thoughts?
Yeah, that I've done all that. And I could help somebody work through that stuff too.
And what I hear that when I think about you is like, I feel like I'm like, that is one amazing person. Who is she? She's an amazing person that has overcome so much and created so much amazing. It's like you are remarkable. Like it's like if we really think about like in someone's lifetime, and I think we forget, especially when we get surrounded by coaches and like other people who are like in a similar like um sphere. It's almost like I think that we can get caught up in like thinking that other people are just like this. Like, oh, everybody knows this. Everyone knows that your
Mhm.
thoughts create your results. See, it like it literally did for me. But it's like
Right.
nobody knows this. Like literally, like just watching people at the holidays, I was like, wow, you have no like talking to my friends, like my friends from high school and stuff who don't
Mm,
aren't in this world. It was just so fascinating. I was like, you have no idea how much you're struggling internally. Like I can just see it. And I was like, wow, that is so interesting. And I was like, I don't do that anymore. Like it's
right.
like I think you've changed so much that you think that this is the norm, but this is not the norm for all, you know? And so it's like if you were like, I can help someone work through this, how does that feel?
That feels actually fun.
Like I was like
Yeah.
delighted. Is what comes. It's like
Yeah.
delighted,
Yeah.
excited, like
Mm,
just like so like that. It's like I can help. It's like if I could do this, I know I can help you do this so much faster and better than what I did. It's like I had to struggle and but I figured it out. Like it's like I have figured this out.
right.
It's like so when people come to your page, who is she? Answer that. Who is she? Who is Demetria McVeigh?
She is, she's fun. She's a doer. She is kind and brave. I like brave.
Oh, I like that too. It's like one of the things that like I want to offer to you is like you're very approachable. Like these are things that like qualities you might not see within yourself, but I think is a strength of yours. I think you're really approachable. I think that you are very grounded. When I look at your page, I see someone who is like it's like this energy of like calm confidence. Like that, I don't know if you see within yourself, but it's like it's just kind of like this like it feels like I can just trust you. Like even if I don't know you, it's like like the way that you portray yourself, it feels very like I feel like I could tell you something that is like and like that was a hard thing that I'm going through
Mhm.
and you wouldn't judge me. You know, it's like
Right.
non-judgmental, trusting. You know, it's like if we're thinking about that version of you, it's like that's someone who I would trust to take me through the next 3 years that will change the next 30 years of 3 to 30 years of my life, you know?
Right.
And when we think about like, how is she gonna do that? Like it's like how are you gonna change your life? How are you gonna what would you say to that?
Um, I'm going to help them find the courage to do the thing that they really want to do, and then like put the systems and the practices in place to get there. Because I think a lot of times like people don't know like what they really, really want. And then if they do touch on something, like they're like, oh, I'm so busy, I can't do that because of all of this.
Mm-hmm.
And then I can help them get all of this out of the way, or all of this at least where they feel like they have it under control. So then they can do the other things.
Love it. So instead of doubt, how are you feeling now?
Inspired.
It's like
Yeah.
just like, wow, okay. So if we are that person that is like just like really like it's like I want midlife to look different. It's like this is not your average midlife experience.
Mhm.
This is you can even use those words. It's
I was
like
gonna say, I'm like, can I use those
write
words?
it down, not your average midlife growth. It's like not your average midlife. It's like taking crisis to what's another C word? That would be so fun. Crisis to creation.
Mhm.
Here for this words. I was like, I like this.
Yeah, that's good.
Like it's like I want you to like be like, I want to lead all of and like I just want you to think bigger. Like this was one of the biggest gifts that my friend Tanner did for me. He was like 150 for this year. He was like, I want you to hit 200. He was like, dream bigger. Why not?
Right.
Like life is short. So I want you to dream bigger and be like, I am leading the midlife women of the world now. Totally different vibe. You know, it's like, and I know it's way bigger than you even, for sure, bigger than you need to be for five
Mhm.
people. But it's like those five are the first five that are going to lead to 50 more if you can get in this energy.
Right. Okay. Yes.
So I want you to think about all of the thoughts that you want to believe and like it's like what are the thoughts that people think that you want to change their perspective on midlife?
That it's done, or that it's, that they're settling in and should be comfortable when it can be, doesn't have to be like they're still writing chapters. Like the book is not over,
Oh
like
my God, you need to, the book is not over. It's like, instead of settling, I want you to strive in this next chapter. Like so these are the kind of thoughts. This is like such a helpful exercise. I'm gonna actually put this for everyone to do if you want to. I was like, I think it's like, um, this is actually my thought. I was like, that's it's like literally the thought I was trying to have you have today. It's like I'm good at this shit and I can help a lot of people and I'm a leader in this industry. It's like that's the things that I want people to see the second they land on my Instagram. Like you are a leader in the making. There is so much more that you have to give. So what I want you to do is like I'm literally gonna start saying that in my marketing. And the thought that I wanted to give you is that marketing is just helping people believe new thoughts. And
mm-hmm.
selling is having people believe in their transformation so much that they decide to make the change right now. So it's like if you think about like you and I, we love to like believe, like it's like we love to like dream and like
Right.
it's like what if marketing is like just dreaming big for them? It's like that makes it so much more fun.
Oh, I like
Not
that.
just isn't that a good thought?
Yeah.
I was like, I'm gonna write that down. I was like, marketing is dreaming in and helping people believe in their possibility
Mm-hmm.
and helping people see a possibility and transformation for themselves. And here's another good question I got asked by both of them before we keep going. It's like, I want you to think about this business and I want you to think about like what is Curate Your Life creating in the world? Like, what do you want Curate Your Life to be remembered as?
A vehicle for change.
Let's keep going. This is your vehicle
Yeah.
for change.
Yeah.
Do you see? It's
I
like
like it. Yes.
this is it's like when we think about like looking, it's like when I look back on my life, I created Curate Your Life and it became people's vehicle for change. It's like,
I
and
like that.
right now, as where you are right now, the people that you've served right now, it's like that's enough. It's like I'm delighted and I'm so proud of it, but I have more I want to do. There's more
Mm-hmm.
I want to give to the world. It's like that feeling of like I just want to give a little bit more with my life. That's the energy I want you to be in. Like and I'm ready. And these five are the next to many people that I want to like help and serve.
Right. Right.
So for you, it's like, what are the thoughts that like, and I want you to like literally like on your posts and stuff, right? The book is not over. Instead, like it's like these are the words that are going to be your hooks to start your post now.
Okay.
So it's like we want to think about, and she had me do 15. So this can be an exercise that you can do outside of this, but let's list like um let's do at least 5. It's like boom.
Okay.
Or 3 more really powerful thoughts you want them to feel.
Um, I know this is like, okay, I want them to think like they can create what they admire in other people.
Oh, love that.
And I think, especially like with media and stuff, like we see all this that,
Mhm.
oh, that's them, that's what they have. I can't do that, but they can. And I always say that it's not too late.
I love it.
Like there's no time limit on when they have to hit certain goals or whatever.
Love this. And those can honestly be two.
Yeah,
Let's make
yeah,
that
yeah.
two. Okay.
And it didn't matter where they're starting from.
Okay. Now, I want you to think about um 5 different ways to say like you're ready I'm gonna give you that one too. You're ready right now.
Mhm.
Um, for this thought, the book is not over. It's like, what are 5 different ways to say the book is not over? I know. She was like, "You're gonna hate me," and I'm like,
Yeah,
"No, I'm not.
yeah.
This is
I
genius."
guess I guess you're in the middle of the story. Like this is where the plot turns.
Oh, I love
Oh, I
that.
like that one. Uh, like this is where the this is all bad, but the victim becomes a hero, or you know what I mean?
This is your hero's journey.
Yes. Or
Um,
this is where you become the hero because they might not know hero's journey.
love it.
Yeah.
Even more. The hero.
Mm.
Um,
You get to write the ending. Ooh, I
that
like
was
that.
what I was it was about like you get to write the ending of your story. It was like you can create your own happy ending. It's like
Mm-hmm.
that.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and so for you, it's like we are shifting you from being a person who started a business to a CEO and a visionary of a movement, of a company. Like this is where we get to be like and then you're just like a living, breathing embodiment of change and like a beautiful change that you get to create. And like, so it's like we want to think about like the next level of this, which is like super fun. It's like, it was like, why is this their thought? It's like, why? I think that what she meant by this is like, I think what's really going on, that one's like, hold on, I'm trying to remember. Um, it's like, why is this their thought? It's like, shit, I need to text Krista and be like, Krista, it's like, what do you mean by this? But it was something like, why do they have the thought the book isn't
Yeah.
over? Maybe that is it.
Well, no, why do they think the book is over?
Yeah, why do they think the book is over?
Yeah. Because I mean they think they're yeah, they think they're at midlife. They think I mean that's what they've been told, right? Like, oh, I'm supposed to be settling in and settling down.
Ooh, settling in and settling down versus like settling up or something.
Yeah.
Settling down versus settling up.
Mm,
Okay, so this is like they think the book is over.
mm,
And why? I think what's really going on, I think that this is like they have lack of belief in their life.
right.
Like they can get like keep going from that.
Well, and what's really going on for them is like they've been told, like, at this age, you're, retirement, and you sit down and you knit, but they want something more. Like, they're not ready to be done.
Not done. Ready for more. And
Mhm.
so what do you want people to think the second that they land on your Instagram to believe that?
Um, Maybe she gets it. Like, she understands, you know, yeah, she gets it, and maybe she's done it,
Mm-hmm.
and she has a different story and a different way, and she can help me figure it out.
And that's exactly what I was gonna say. And she can help me figure it out. And
Mhm.
so it's like that next level of belief in themselves in order to take the next step with you. You see
Right.
what I mean? It's like there's almost like a belief people need to have before they even book a consult.
Hmm.
And for me, it's I'm ready now. What are they? It's like, what thought, having this one, do they need um have to book a call?
Um, I think it's that she can help me figure it out. Like, I want to say, like, she knows the answer, but I know we're not necessarily supposed to give them the answer, but um,
I think I want to change it to something that's a little bit more of that compelling, like that urgent, like it's like what thought and feeling, like it's like feeling.
mm,
It's like that I want this one to be compelling is the feeling.
all right.
And I want you to think about like um she knows the answer and it's like I want this right now. I want the change
Yeah.
right now. Like it's like what is the thought there?
I mean, I think that might be that. Like,
Yeah.
I have to,
Keep
I need to do this. I need to connect with her. I need to,
I
um,
need to do this. I need to connect with her. I need to connect with her.
mm,
It's like this is where it's like I want you to actually use these words in your copy. I want you to be like, it's like, I know you've been looking for a change right now, and this is your solution. It's like, I know you've been thinking about doing this, and now there's never been a better time than right now. Like, I need to connect with her. Is like,
right.
that's the way it's like I know it's like, and I'm doing this like next level to like bring these people in. Okay. So
Okay.
for this is like the feeling and like the motivation behind it. And it like I really do think, and I want to say like was there like limiting thought? And what's really going on? It's like what is there anything in the way for them to believe that right now? It's like what like it's like it's just like think about like strategically,
Mm,
like thinking about like it's like why do you think that people like from like a curious place, not like a punitive place at all,
mm,
but it's like
mm,
I wonder why they haven't yet. Like I've given them a lot of stuff. It's like
right.
what is the next thing that they need to hear if we could just be really curious and kind and like to ourselves, because I know our brains, they always like to go into a really negative
Right.
way, but like I want you to think about like what on earth is keeping them, like they're reading my stuff, like what do you think it is? Mine was like they don't think they're ready right now. That was I
Yeah.
was like probably what they're thinking.
Yeah, I don't know. That's
Hmm.
I don't so maybe like they've tried it before or they've heard it before.
This is so good. So I want you to be like, I know you think you've tried it all before, but it's like you've never seen anything like this. Do you see like the
Yeah.
energy there? It's like
Yeah.
we actually want to say their objections.
Yeah.
It's like in your marketing
Okay.
and be like, objections answered in
Mm,
marketing,
yeah.
which it's like if you don't think 60 minutes can change the next 6 years of your life, book a consult call and I'll show you. It's like this is
Okay.
gonna be some of the most important. A consult call is like we want to sell the consult and we want
Hmm.
to sell the program simultaneously. So when
Okay.
be like this 3 months is gonna change your life for selling the program, selling the consult, that's where you can be like, I am like it's like I want to show you how 60 minutes can change the next 6 years of your life. It's like there are three critical. Do you how many pillars do you have? Four?
Ish. I think I may have added one.
I was
Yeah.
like, yeah, we
Yeah.
got it's like,
Yeah.
but like there are
Yeah.
four
Okay.
aspects of your life that you haven't considered, and here's why you need to start considering them now.
Okay.
Do you see the like energized level? It's like just
Right.
so it's more direct, it's hungry, like I'm hungry to help you. It's
Okay.
like
Yes.
do not let another moment pass. I want you to book a call. Now, as far as like Instagram and things like that go, it's like let me just take a look at your page really quick. I'm thinking so it's like the 30-minute 3-year plan. I would love to see here, like book a call.
Okay. And I
Like
do need to change this video, I think. Well, it's actually, no, I don't. But yes, you're right. I will, okay. I
just
will
the
say book a
energy
call
you're
here.
in, it's gonna be great.
Okay.
You know, it's
Yeah. I
like
will change the curate your life planner to the book a call.
I would say that would be great. And then like
Okay.
30-minute 3-year plan. I love this.
Mhm.
And I think that if we I know you've got to curate your life one. It's like, look at this.
It's the
This
one in the
is
middle.
awesome. Where is it? Here. Uh,
Uh, no, but I may repost that reason to start working with me now. The curate your life little video is the one at the top in the middle.
this one, but like
Mm.
I would love for you to post. It's like, what will you learn in the next 3 months? This is what curate your like. This is what you'll learn and cure what you'll learn and
Okay.
curate your life. You know, it's like having
Okay.
something like this to be like, so you can be like, and this is totally my opinion, but it's like I think that if and selling in your stories, like book a call,
Mhm.
book a call, book a call, book a call.
Okay.
I I would love to see that like more front and center in your
Mhm.
marketing. And I think that
Okay.
it's like it's interesting because I wonder what your thoughts were for this to be. It's like I wonder if you were thinking like I'm not sure if I'm a leader. It's like whatever those thoughts were. It's like
Mhm.
I wonder if that's how it's like shown up and be like it's like I think that the reasons start working with me right now, and that could be like your book a call, book a
Okay.
consult.
Okay.
Have an act I like yeah, that could be like it's like reasons start working with me right now
Okay.
for your life. But it's like I think that that would and actually including the link in your stories would be cool too. So it's like a story strategy. It's like because it's apparently people are like um buying less from the other thing, but it's like having something
Posts.
like, yeah, buying less from posts. It's like
Okay.
so like the carousel about your program. And actually what you could do is you could start with a question. It's like start with like, have you ever seen those like the polls and being like, it's like question and think
Mhm.
about your pillars and being like, it's like just say a different pillar. Like you could even do it daily, whenever you want to do it, but
Okay.
like related to pillars slash program. And then be like, that's exactly what we do in the Curate Your Life program. Here's more info.
Okay.
Here's more info. Here, carousel about your program, and then book a call. And then something lifestyle related. To be like, look, I'm living the dream. It's happening.
Okay.
Here.
So are those all different posts?
So
Different stories?
different stories. Yeah. 4
Okay.
different stories I think would be
Okay.
helpful. And be like, and then I would include a link here and then a link here.
Can you do a carousel in a story?
Yeah, you just repost it and it doesn't show
Oh, okay. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
like you can be like learn more here.
Okay. Oh, gotcha. Yeah, yeah. Okay.
But how does that feel for you? Like kind of like a strategic like approach for this? I feel like that'd be helpful.
I like it. I like it.
I like this too.
Yes. And because I'm like, there has got to be something, and I'm putting it on me, like between me and the other people who are getting a thing. Like I have everything else in place. I'm like, so what is it? And I'm, this is it. I'm gonna do all of these things.
Love it. I'm like, and I think that then we can be like, it's like, what was it's like they just haven't had these thoughts yet. And you could even do a post like, it's like these are like a little bit more like intense, but you could be like, why haven't you booked yet?
Hmm. I'm
Like,
okay with that. Because do you know what my word for 2024 is?
what?
Aggressive, but in a good
I
way.
like it.
It's in a
I
good way. So
support this 100%. Like, because I think
yeah.
that like again, it's like the hungry people. Like it's like
No.
my business has grown when a lot of people it has not grown this year.
Mhm.
Like I've had the
Mhm.
best year I've ever had, and I don't think a very few people are also like saying this. And like if you haven't been like talking to your people, like to try and talk to 10 new people a day, find
Mhm.
that's going to be huge for like all this marketing to actually land. Um, because then they'll actually start seeing it. And I would think about like places you could go and like present. Like another thing is like finding places where you can go and present to like I know things have kind of like slowed down a smidge like before the rodeo season gets like full swing in March. I know that's
Yeah.
be like
Yeah.
wild. But like
Yeah.
thinking about like you could even like post like in the posse or in like I don't know if Lindsay Dotslav's group has like it's like but like I'm brainstorming some places to do like a workshop. Does anyone have any ideas? And just like asking like 2K, like you post in 2K and be like, does anyone have any ideas for places to post a workshop? One
Okay.
of my clients, she got asked to be like an expert in this Facebook group, and it's a Facebook group for people in perimenopause
Oh,
that
wow.
wants to
Okay.
start with menopause. So there might be like a midlife Facebook group where you could be listed as their expert for the
Okay.
group. And then what she's doing is she's literally like just going, like if it was like 2K and I was like listed as an expert, she's going through all the people and she's like, hey, just wanted to like messaging all of the people in it and being like, hi, I just wanted to introduce myself. I'm an expert in this group and I would love to like know what kind of content you're looking for.
Okay.
Like, see, it like then
Right.
'cause it's like we that audience, like we're gonna build it up.
Okay. Yeah.
I'm so proud of you. I'm like, this was
Thank you.
awesome. I know it's just the two of us. Do you want to take a picture or is like, are you feeling good? I
Sure.
was like, yay, okay, great.
Why not?
And you're like,
Hold on. Let me, well, it didn't matter. This is where I am. This is like I'm
I think you
your
look
best.
great. I was like, I am loving it. I am so here. Okay. I was like, I just got like flooded with messages. Okay. getting my like rice cake out of the picture.
I don't see it. Oh, maybe with the camera.
It's with my camera. I was like,
Okay.
don't look at the rice cake. It's fine. Are you guys ready? One, are you guys ready? You ready?
I'm
One,
ready.
2, 3. Cute. Oh, that's awesome. Oh, I love
Thank
it.
you so much.
You are 10 out of 10,
Thank
and
you, thank you,
I
thank you.
cannot wait to see you next week.
I'm
Week after.
gonna be traveling next week, flying. So
Well, I will see you
hopefully-
soon, then,
yeah,
for sure.
I'll see you the next week for sure.
And
Okay,
let's do one-on-one call, and I'll see you for sure there.
we'll do. Okay,
All right. I love you.
bye. Love you
Bye.
too.